Rain lashed against the windshield. Thunder rattled Sarah's bones. Trees swayed violently, their branches like skeletal fingers scratching at the car. She gripped the steering wheel tighter, her heart pounding in sync with the storm. Lost and afraid, Sarah pressed on, desperately searching for shelter. Through the deluge, she spotted a dim light, a beacon in the tempest. An isolated cabin perched precariously on a hill. Hope flickered within her. She steered the car towards the light, each turn of the wheel a prayer for safety, a plea for refuge from the relentless storm. As she neared the cabin, its silhouette loomed against the tempestuous sky, a stark silhouette promising sanctuary. With a sigh of relief, Sarah parked the car and stepped out into the rain-soaked night. The wind howled around her, tearing at her clothes. She ran towards the cabin, her breath catching in her throat. Reaching the porch, she pounded on the weathered wood, the sound lost in the roar of the storm. Moments stretched into an eternity before the door creaked open, revealing a figure shrouded in shadow. A voice, barely audible above the wind, invited her in. The cabin's interior was dimly lit, a fire crackling in the hearth, casting dancing shadows on the walls. A musty smell hung in the air, a mixture of damp wood and something indefinable. Standing by the fire, his face illuminated by the flickering flames, was a man. Pale, gaunt, with eyes that seemed to burn into her very soul. He offered her a seat and a blanket, his voice a low monotone that did little to ease her apprehension. Sarah sat down, clutching the blanket tightly around her. She tried to engage the man in conversation, to break the uneasy silence that had settled between them. But his responses were short, cryptic, his gaze never leaving her face. The storm raged outside, mirroring the turmoil brewing within her. A sense of unease crept upon her, whispering that something was amiss in this isolated haven. As the night deepened, the whispers started, faint at first, barely audible murmurs that seemed to emanate from the walls themselves. Sarah tried to ignore them, attributing them to the wind, whistling through the gaps in the cabin's ancient frame. But the whispers persisted, growing louder, more insistent. They seemed to swirl around her, carrying with them a chilling message of warning, of impending doom. Her heart pounded in her chest, a frantic rhythm against the backdrop of the storm and the whispers.